What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Blitz.
To the Blitz.
To the Blitz.
To the Blitz. Yo,
I'm a fan.
I almost wasn't going to do it, but I did it.
Yeah, bro. You got to.
It'd be fun to get because we don't have like songs on these. So
on the Blitzes, yeah.
When there's other guests that do the same thing, like that's a rite of passage, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. To the Blitz.
To the
What's up,
Blitz.
guys? It's good to be back on the pod talking to y'all. We released a trailer. If you're wondering where the episode was last week, we were focusing on getting that out so that, newer listeners can come in and know what we're all about. And if you are listening and you're like, why do I listen to this podcast? Check it out. Go figure it out. You feel me?
Yeah.
My co-host is currently losing his mind.
Don't worry, guys. I've just found it as he was saying that. So the good thing is we can just carry on with this episode. I know you were all concerned and you were getting on your knees to start praying, but don't worry. Just sit back in your chair. Stand back up on your feet while you're cleaning, because I know that's what you're doing. Because I'm okay. I found my mind. So hello, everyone. This is episode 16. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're in good health. I hope you can hear this right now. My co-host has disappeared.
I'm right here.
So, we're recording virtual, by the way. So I didn't know if he had just disconnected just now or whatever. But yeah, we're virtual again. Maybe we'll get another physical episode in soon. But, Isaiah, what are we talking about today?
All right. I was going to let him sweat a little bit, talking about he just found his mind, that whole ridiculous stunt he just pulled. So I was going to let him be alone on the pod for a minute just so he realizes how ridiculous.
Bro, I was like, what's going on? Oh, no.
All right, we're back.
I was about to start faking his voice.
What would that sound like? I'd love to hear that.
It's I don't know. I give up.
I don't know. I give up. Apparently our voices sound very similar, depending. Yeah, I don't remember what episode it was, but whenever you said, you used to be The Rock, now you're Kevin Hart. When I said you're Kevin Hart, but it sounded like that was all you. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what episode. Hey, if you guys can find what episode that is and put it down in the comments,
we will pin
you'll get a prize. You get I'll pin your comment.
Oh, also,
so go ahead and do so.
I put a little question on the Instagram. Hold on, let me pull up the Instagram right now. We put a questionnaire on the Instagram.
Bro, did anyone answer it?
We have 74 followers on the Instagram account. That's not too bad.
We do?
We do.
Whoa!
Yeah,
that's actually kind of a lot. It's almost 100. What are y'all doing? Who are you guys?
I can't see how many people viewed it. Yes, you can. How do you look at your old stories? Your activity?
You can't. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Dang.
Like you can see your old stories, but you can't see the interaction between them.
Okay. I was looking in the little bottom left area, though, where it sees who's seen it, who's liked it. I think there were at least 25 of y'all who saw that questionnaire thing and passed right on by. Now, I put an answer in there just to test to see what it all looks like, because I don't do that kind of stuff often on like a personal account, so I wanted to see what it would look like, how you interact with it. The only response was from me. So then I get the notification after I put my own response into the Fly Podcast Instagram, and I'm like, ooh, somebody responded. It was me. I'm so smart, y'all. But anyway, not one response. The question was, what are y'all's thoughts on recent episodes of the podcast? So we will, sometime after the release of this episode, put another questionnaire on there. And those of you who are hearing this episode, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't have to be some deep, connected thing. You could say, I had a lot of good laughs, or I thought it was kind of boring, or I wish you guys did this, or let's have this person on. Whatever you say on there, I just want to see if you're listening. I just want to see if y'all
Yeah.
care. Those of you who are listening to this episode right now and who follow on the Instagram, if you're actually active, or if you're just there so you're not out of the loop.
Yeah. What is our Instagram again? What is our at?
Okay, it is at FLY_podcast.
Yes, sir.
Fly_podcast.
If y'all didn't know, that's us. Fly_podcast.
And
Come follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, in the bio section, once you get onto this account, there's the link tree, and it has the links to all the different listening platforms and different resources you might need.
Yeah.
So you can share it with all of your friends and loved ones and everyone else on the planet, because I know that's what you want to do.
That's what you need to do.
Yep. So yeah, just some housekeeping stuff. Definitely, you guys stay involved, man. We're not just asking you to comment so we can feel big, but it's like, we've explained this before. It's just two dudes talking, and then the occasional other person talking. If you guys don't comment, like, we're just saying stuff, but there's no world, there's no environment created. It's just conversations.
Like on our last episode, episode 15.
Yeah,
those comments were unbelievable. You know, so much feedback, so much, stuff to read, so much like insight into what our listeners are actually thinking when they're listening to our episodes. So it was just, nice to see.
So we weren't even,
and we'd love for all of y'all to do that.
Yeah, there are times where we weren't recording, like we heard you guys talking about this and this, but we're just talking like, man, so and so said this, and they're thinking about this, and we're developing new ideas for future episodes and other stuff just because of what people comment. And it's not just YouTube comments. If maybe you're not a YouTube listener, but you have Instagram, whenever we put stuff on the Instagram, don't just scroll past it. We need you. You know what I'm saying?
We need you. Yeah.
You guys are the in crowd. All right, we're 7 minutes in. My bad. I'm just pressing my case.
You ready for this podcast?
I was born ready for this podcast.
Yes, sir. All right. So I have a question for the listeners to start us off.
All right.
Why do you hate your parent? No.
So it all started when somebody's answering on the other end right now.
I know, which is crazy, but that's what we're talking about today. As you saw from the title, obviously. But I don't know. Since this is the frontline youth, today is going to be like, as you saw in the trailer, we mentioned that mainly it's the frontline youth because it's youth talking.
Right.
But in this episode is for young people. Yeah. In particular. So
to listen.
Yes, let's get into it. So, in my observation of the world as it is now, I feel the world.
I was gonna say it.
Of course you were. I feel as though people have a diminished respect for their parents than how it maybe was back before.
Back in my day.
I was gonna say that, and then I opted out of it. So
back in my era. Anyway, but yes. So you saying nowadays people don't respect their parents as much, or it seems so?
Right. It seems that way.
What observations have you made that would make you come to such an absurd conclusion there?
TikTok. Social media in general. It's where I'll see all these things about I guess I have one of those parents, or yep, my parents this or that, they don't, I don't know, they suck for lack of a better way of saying that. They are,
my parents are the worst, man.
My parents are the worst. They don't care about me. They don't know anything about me. All they do is I don't know, disagree with me, argue with me.
Okay. So,
some,
people be going through it with their parents. People be having disagreements and stuff. So why is it out of place for them to say this stuff?
it's not out of place, I guess. We'll get into it because I don't know if you have, Elijah. Probably not, but I have had obviously these experiences before with our parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is that not only is it like you're disrespecting your parents to them, to their faces, right? You're not honoring them, whatever. But now it's like I'm on the internet telling everyone else.
Yeah, spreading it to the masses. Hey, just to let y'all know, man, all my homies hate my parents.
My parents are the worst, you know. Yeah.
My parents are the
time
ops
of,
for real.
They're emotional or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're in some kind of emotional state where they feel unheard or whatever. You know, something, you know, that I'm going to say is usually, you know, misunderstood or childish.
Yeah.
And they're spreading that and then getting validation from people on the internet, their friends, their followers, whatever, you know, because they get to paint a narrative of their parents in whatever way they want to. And, you know, as it stands on the internet, people will always side against parents for reasons I don't understand. And it'll be some situation where now they feel validated in their feelings against their parents, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because they can now post it to the internet and they can get people to support them and agree with them, which, you know, has is a difference in this generation that I'm noticing.
That is very true. I'm taking a writing and inquiry class right now. Yep.
Nice.
I'm doing great in that class, as you can tell. But I'm taking this class right now, and a lot of the material is honing in on the idea that there are new ways to present media, right? Like, it's not just the newspaper, it's not just speaking in front of a crowd, but now you have, you know, you can compare an academic journal to somebody's video essay on YouTube to a podcast, to this, to that. There's so many different ways to present information and conversation and whatnot, right? And so we're talking about the introduction of the internet, social media, and things like that, and how that differs or how that influences the way people communicate. And in one of our conversations that we're having in class, it was so interesting that we all came to a general agreement that nowadays one very, very large new development is that anybody, regardless of what you think, regardless of what opinion you have, it is not difficult for you to go out on the internet and find somebody, like find basically a support group, like people who are agreeing with you. So it doesn't matter what you think. Like, you could say, man, I really wish blonde people didn't exist. I hate them. You can find a sizable community on the internet of people who will agree with you. They'll make posts and memes and different things about this same worldview. And so it's not the same as, like, if you're the only person in your village who had a certain opinion, that you would have to defend it, or you'd have to, you know, conversate with people about it, and you guys would have to either learn to be considerate of each other's opinions or start a war or something. Like, everybody can be comfortable within the reality of their own choosing.
Yeah.
I'm saying all this to say, oh, go ahead. You're saying a butt? Whose butt are we talking about here? My bad.
I was gonna say Wi-Fi to ops, for real. I was gonna make a joke.
Oh my gosh.
You can continue.
But so let's say I was having a disagreement with my parents, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I hate my parents. They just wanna they just wanna take my phone, and, you know, they just wanna make me clean my room and stuff. Right? Like, and I say all that stuff. Now, if I just had to spread that to the people in my immediate circles, that means I'm talking to my peers at school. I'm talking to maybe my teachers, counselors at school. I'm talking to peers at church, and, you know, people who are there. And so those are my immediate circles. Maybe some of the neighbors, I talk to them about that or something, right? There is such a high likelihood that they'll be like, bro, it's not that deep. you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, Elijah, listen, I understand you're angry and stuff, but your parents are taking your phone because you punched your principal in the face. You know, they could kick you out the house. They could get you sent to juvenile detention, but they're taking your phone. Elijah, you need to calm down, right? If I went on my Instagram story and said, my parents the ops for real, then I could probably hide my story from certain people who follow me, and then the people who I think will agree with me, I let them see it. And they like it, and they send me messages. Man, I agree so much. I remember the first time I brought cocaine in the house, my mom was tripping like it was some kind of big deal or something. And you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh!
And you can find people to support whatever crazy mindset you got anywhere on the internet, and you're safe from the consequences of your actions or anybody's better judgment because you choose your audience. So
yeah.
The internet is,
I don't know,
is a
man.
dangerous place.
I don't know, though.
Thank y'all for letting me talk for 25 minutes, but go ahead, yeah.
That's like a mindset thing, though, right? Like, imagine you actually go on the internet, right? Man, my parents suck. I can't believe this, right? Maybe it's just us, right? But how would you feel if people started getting your messages? Yeah, your parents do suck.
I'd be like, hold on, all right.
I'll be like, hold on now. Hold on. You can't say that.
We have some pretty good parents, we'll say.
Yeah,
for those of you who are longtime listeners, you've heard a bunch of stuff. Our parents are our example in a lot of ways. Like, obviously, we come up with our own opinions and ideas, but when I'm looking at the world and I'm trying to see what's right and what's wrong, usually a lot of what I think is right is also what my parents do. But it's not because it's what my parents do, but it's because, in my opinion, my parents are some pretty cool people.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying? That
also,
don't mean,
that means they did a good job as parents, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen there's one thing that's biblical and one thing that's just, a cool saying. I'll go with the cool saying first, which is don't teach your children what to think, teach them how to think.
Right.
Right? Which I always think is good. Like, you don't want to have them just be your clones. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm not talking to young people. I guess when you guys will become parents at some point if you want to. And then also the biblical aspect would be train up your child in the way that they should go. Yeah. And then something about it will bless their life. Something like that. I don't know it verbatim, but
I'm about to look it up while you're going, but yeah.
It's something like train up your child in the way that they should go, and it will stay with them even when they're old.
Right.
Right? The things that you taught them as youth.
Oh, yeah, you were pretty on the nose. This is the new international version. Start children off in the way that they should go.
Oh, my gosh.
And even when they were old, they will not turn from it. Yeah, but yeah, even when he's old, he will not depart from it, yeah.
Yeah, so basically that means, as parents, when you're, teaching your children, right from wrong, teaching them morals and all that important stuff, if you do that accurately in a good way, it'll, continue to help them in the future or whatever. And children are, well, not children, I guess, but young adults, those who are still living under the care of their parents, it would do you well.
It would behoove
reminded.
You. Shout out, Pastor
It would
Scott.
behoove you to be reminded of these things.
Hallelujah. When
your parents are telling you whatever, they probably aren't out to get you.
Oh, speaking of, for 1 second, I was speaking to a longtime listener who I didn't even know was that much of a listener of this podcast. So shout out to you. They said, I asked them if they liked the soundboard. They said yes. I asked them if they had a favorite sound on the soundboard. They took like a minute thinking about it, and then they said no. And I was like, for real? And they're like, yeah, but that hallelujah thing is the very best. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, but
It is the best, bro.
That's funny. I know. I'm sure there are a few listeners who are like, "Stop it." We probably won't, but
they're like, "Stop it." It gets stuck in my head every time, and I can't stop saying it every waking moment of my life. In that case, man, that sucks, man. But this is the podcast. I remember that one, man. I will never forget. We were in service, and one of our pastors there, and during the service, before he started, he said, "If you guys are happy or something, if you guys are glad to be in the house of God or something like that, can I get a hallelujah?" Bro, I don't know why he said that, boy. Everyone was like, "Hallelujah!" Yes. It was incredible.
The camaraderie.
Like, yes.
I mean, there are people like 50 years old and older. There are people who are like under 12. There's people, but we just got listeners all throughout. Faithful listeners.
Talking about hallelujah. Yeah. Which is great.
When we say we feel the love from you guys, we mean it, man. That's real.
For real.
But anyway.
All right. Back to the topic. Something that I will never understand. That's not true. Okay. I understand it. Uh-huh. I have to say that because I've had the experience, which I probably will talk about in a second on this pod. Mm-hmm. But when you are like, man, my parents suck. I can't stand my parents. You guys don't do anything for me. You guys never, you know what I'm talking about? And then you go and you slam your door. And go stay in that room that you don't pay for and use your computer that you didn't buy with that electricity you don't pay for with that AC in that room going that's making you nice and cool during the summer that you don't pay for. And then you say, man, all this screaming and yelling has made me parched, so you go and get some water that you don't pay for.
My gosh,
you go and drink some juice that you don't pay for. I'm like, God, have you lost your mind?
Not the water.
This is correct.
The juice. Like, subsequently drink the juice too. Oh my God.
Just to rub it in.
Just to rub it in. That double hydration. Oh my gosh. You know what? Mom, you made me so mad. I'm going to go get some water and then some juice. Just to let you know.
I'm that upset.
I'm feeling rebellious. Anyway. Oh my God.
Anyway, does that not sound ridiculous to you?
Yeah. So, your parents make mistakes sometimes, or sometimes they might not even be in the wrong, but you guys have an argument and a dispute. It makes sense. It's natural, honestly, to feel those feelings, to be like, oh, man, how could you? But to start like to add to whatchamacallit, outwardly
insult to injury.
Yeah. Oh. To outwardly be disrespectful in that way too. You're slamming the doors. You're like trying to let them know, yeah, I'm so mad at you.
Mad at you.
Yeah. Like,
so parched as well.
and
Sorry.
You're gonna, but have an attitude, because it's normal to get an attitude like, man, that hurt my feelings. I can't believe they said that. What am I gonna do about this? But it's questionable to have an attitude like, man, my life would be better off if you weren't even here. Take a sip of the water. Man, like, I don't even know really, really who these parents of mine think that they are to me. Take a sip of the juice. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to step all over my life.
They just don't even really want to. They just want to rule over me. Yeah. Make a bowl of cereal. And then it's like... And then, now you guys can just do whatever you want, huh? So since I'm your kid, I'm just a little kid. I don't get to do anything. Eat some chicken tenders. And then, so I want to go out with my friends. I can't just go out with my friends whenever I want.
Still.
Sits down at the dinner table, enjoys a whole meal with their family while complaining the whole time, and then goes and slams their door and stays in their room with their AC and their,
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's a little bit backwards.
And I'm sure in all those moments, well, I'm not sure actually,
But in many cases,
in my experience, my parents still loved me after I did all that stuff. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't think, because I understand some people's parents are tripping, and I'm not, we'll get to that.
True.
We'll get to that.
Yes,
but
we will get to that.
As far as the people with average to great parents, I think a lot of us don't recognize the absolute privileges that we have. Because if we didn't take it for granted so much, let's say you're in the military and you have some kind of officer, commander, or you're an employee and you have a boss, and they're always taking care of you. They're always, hey, how you doing? Wondering where you're at. Or, hey, I realized you didn't have any food today, so I cooked you something. Or, hey, don't worry about any of your bills or anything. I want you to focus on that hard work you're doing, so let me provide you with AC, juice and water, and this and that.
Cereal, chicken tenders, electricity.
Yeah. And if you get in an argument with this boss, you're not going to be like, you know what? Like, I don't know, I'm going to go work at this other place with this random other person that I don't know, and because I never needed you in the first place, you're going to be like, you know, I had a disagreement with my boss. This was maybe kind of awkward, but I really appreciate and respect this person. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to act in such a blatant way of disrespect towards this person because you actively appreciate them. You don't want them to not know that. But
yeah,
I think people take for granted, one, that the fact that their parents treat them with love, and two, like, you know, they try to say, well, oh, my parents know that I love them, or they'd say stuff like, I don't love my parents. My parents are the worst. I hate them, and they expect their parents to just be okay. Like, I know your parents aren't going to be as emotional as you are, probably. You hopefully. Know, if you say
hopefully.
Stuff, yeah. But they're not going to break down and you know what I'm saying. But you can't be mistreating them like that, man. Just because you entered into life with them and because of them doesn't mean that they're not people in your life. Like, they're not just circumstances. They're not those are human beings. All right.
Hey guys, welcome to this weird part of the episode. As you may be seeing on the timeline, if you're on YouTube, this is the end. But we're not done. You're like, hold on, what's going on? It didn't seem like you guys were completed yet. I know.
Cliffhanger.
Bro, what was Katie's evil laugh? What's she trying to do? She's like,
it was trash though. It was like,
it was the worst. Anyway, guys, because this is a Blitz episode, it would defeat the purpose of the Blitz if we had this go on forever and ever, just like a regular episode.
Yes.
Right?
It's already kind of long as it is.
So we're cutting this Blitz topic into 2 parts. So, no, it's the way we're going to cut it is it's not going to be the full hour.
Okay.
Yeah. As you guys may have just heard just now, there's more stuff that we've already recorded, but we're not done with part 2. And if there's anything that we need to cover pertaining to this topic, now's your chance.
Yes, this is your opportunity. If you've heard this part and you're like, but wait, you guys aren't thinking about this. But wait, what about... Oh, but
guys, the juice and the water. The water and the juice.
Yeah.
What about the milk, though, after the juice?
Oh, my gosh. The water, juice, and milk. Anyway, we will put out another thing on Instagram.
Part. The next Blitz.
Also,
yeah.
And also, the comments are open on YouTube for you guys to throw in all these suggestions. But you got to get them in quick before we record the next one in about 2 weeks. Because we have a real episode, like a full-length episode coming in between them. So y'all just keep this stuff in mind. Everything that you want to be heard and even things that you want to be said. Bring stuff up. If not, you're gonna be lacking. You miss out. But yeah.
Yeah. It'll still be a good Blitz. I promise you that. But it'll be even better when you can watch it, listen to it, whatever, and be like, hey, I suggested that. Trust me. It's a good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I think yeah. Also, whoever gets to win the pin comment, that'll be fun. Can't wait to see that. If someone can find the episode that's from.
That's for real listeners only. But yeah,
I know. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in part 2. Well, we'll see you in the next episode, but we'll be back here for part 2.
yeah. All right, guys. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Bye.